Hi, soul lovers! Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chizzy Davy. Today, we'll be learning how to draft, cut, and sew a mermaid skate with a less fabric. And I believe by the end of this class, you all will be able to learn how to draft, cut, and sew a mermaid skate. So, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, okay? And if you're a new subscriber, just have it in mind that I love you. So here is my basic skate which I use to make the hip padding of this particular skate. If you haven't watched the hip padding of this particular skate, is on the channel. You can go straight there and watch it. So here I'll be cleaning out the hip padding lines that I've made so far. I'll clean it out and then alter our basic skate to a mermaid skate. Okay, so right here, ladies, I'm done cleaning the part that I want to clean, and I'm getting the middle of my knee line. I'm getting the middle that I have from my knee line down. Okay, so that's what I'm marking out. So I just divided what I have there, and I'll share it into two, and I'll mark the dot lines like so. So after doing this, I'll still do the same at the back of the skate. So I'll still get the mid point of the knee part. Then I'll dot it down and mark it together. If you don't know how to draft a basic skate, you can comment on the comment section. Let me know that you don't know how to draft a basic skate. I can as well do that too and upload the video. So I'm connecting the dot lines together. So what we are trying to do is slash and spread, because what we are using for this mermaid skate is slash and spread method to achieve a mermaid skate. And this method will help you to know how to manage your fabric perfectly. So here I'm just cutting out the front part of the skate so that I'll be able to slash and spread it. So this is actually for a bride. So I've already uploaded a video of how I made the cup corset for the bride, the hip padding, and the sewing part of it. So this is how I achieved the mermaid skate of the skate. Okay, so right here I'm going to slash and spread this. So I'm slashing it. So I'm going to spread it after slashing it. Okay, so your amount of fabric determines how you're going to spread it. Okay, so because of the fabric that I'm using, I think I'm using 3 years for the down part of this mermaid. So I'm going to slash it depending on the amount of fabric I'm using for this particular mermaid skate. So I'm going to slash. I will mark it open. So after doing this, I'll look for another paper to put under, or I'll just place my fabric and then take my pattern paper on top of my fabric. Anyhow you do it, it's just the same way. to do it, and you're going to achieve the same thing. So this Duchess fabric, that's what I'll be using for the down part of the skate, which is the satin. You know, satin have different types of satin, so I'm using Duchess satin to do this. So I'm going to fold it into two. If you are watched to this extent, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'll be posting fashion tutorial videos that will help your fashion career. Okay, so I'll be posting enough videos every week. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like, comment and share, so that others will learn too. So right here I'm trying to know the wideness of the folded fabric that I folded so far, to know if it's enough for me, so that I'll be able to manage my fabric. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm folding according to the amount of fabric that I have here. So after folding it, I will then take the front part of my skate that I've slashed and place it on top of this Duchess fabric that I have folded. So right here, the folded part should be with the unfold part of the paper, and you have to place the slash part like so, and use your masking tape to hold it so that it will not be moving around. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to get my masking tape and place the slash part properly. So like so, just use your masking tape to hold it. If you mistakenly cut it out, you can as well not to cut it out, just be careful. You know, this is paper, it can cut out on it at any time as it wants. So I'm going to check the length of the mermaid scale that I'm making. If the paper length is not enough, I'm going to add more of it to the fabric, so that I'll be able to get that floor length of a mermaid skate. I'm so sorry that I'm not capturing the jump part of it. I didn't know that my camera wasn't getting it. I'm deeply sorry, but I know that you all are getting what I'm saying. So just to get the length of the skate, that's what exactly what I'm doing. So ladies, like I said before, if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. But before I go ahead, I'm going to close the dart of this skate, because I don't want it to have a dart. I am going to close the dart of my skates. Okay, I'll get a masking tape and close it before I cut it out. Just make sure that from your knee length, make sure that the flay is equal round. As I'm doing, the flay is equal round. Okay, just make sure it's equal as I'm doing it. So after marking it, you just use your chalk to mark them together. So I'm trying to put the same allowance that I'll be using for this, but before that I am going to close my dart. I'm going to close my dart like so. So that means we are going to make a dartless mermaid skate. There will be no dart in it, because we have already closed it on our pattern. So after closing it, I'll add the necessary allowance I needed to use to sew this mermaid skate. I don't joke with pain. No matter how professional you are, you must work with pains. Yes, you must work with pains. So I'm going to add the necessary allowance. I'll use to close it after sewing it. So I'll mark it. After marking it, I'll then cut. The upper part, I'm going to add half. I'm going to add half to it. So right here, I'm going to slant my front part, the front part of my skirt. I slanted it, my pattern. So I am cutting. If you slant your skates, your middle front of your skate, don't forget to slant it also when you're transferring to fabric. So as you can see, I'm done cutting. I'm going to notch the knee part for easy identification, and I will fold and keep aside to cut the back. I'm cutting out the excess at the down part that I didn't cut out earlier on. So I'll fold and keep aside. So I'm going to bring the back part and also cut it out the same way, but the way I slash and spread the front is a bit different from the back because I added fullness to the back more. Okay, so I'm going to fold my fabric into two. So what I'm folding is wider than what I folded at the front part of the skate. So I'm putting on the down parts in a way that we all will see it properly. So these back skates at the center back of the basket is going to have added fullness to it, apart from the spreading of it, because you're going to spread it and also we're going to add more to the center back of the back of this mermaid skate. So I'm trying to pin it together with the fabric so that it will not be shifting around when I'll start slashing and spreading it. So don't forget to pin to avoid the paper shifting out from the fabric. Just use your pins to make it stable. So Here I'm trying to know the amount of fullness that I have to see if I'm going to slash it more or not. So I'm going to open it more. I'm going to snatch. Okay. Just use your masking tape to hold that part because you might throw it and it will cut out. So after this, I'm going to add extra at the down part of this back because this back is going to be longer and fuller than the front. So you can add it 5, 7, 8, 10 inches depending on how lengthy and the amount of fabric you have. So I'm going to add allowance for sewing and like so. So after this, we're going to add at the center back. Okay, don't forget to close your dart. That's what I'm doing. Don't forget to close your dart. Very important. We close the front dart. That means we're going to close the back dart. Just take your full length to know the amount of full length you're using. So these things that I'm doing is very important. You have to measure very well to avoid had I know at the end. So trying to measure to be sure before I proceed. I'm trying to know exactly what I have from there to my knee and mark it round to check if it's equal round. So I'm going to shift my fabric so that you guys will see it very well. I'm going to measure. That's how longer I want the back to be. So from that knee I measure 29. So I'm going to curve it to the side back. I'll curve that 29 for it to get to the side back. So I'm going to curve from the longer part to where I want it to reach to that side back. So look at what I'm doing. So from my knee line, I'll go up by 2 inches. So from there, I'll now slant to the length of the back. This for added fullness. I added extra to the back. So I'm going to slant it like that. And after that, I'm going to cut. So I'll cut, and cut. Don't forget to watch how I added hip to this mermaid skate. It's on the channel already. Just check and watch. A professional way to add hips to your skates. So I'll cut. As you can see, the back part is fuller than the front. The back part is fuller than the front. So I'm going to fold it and cut out the remaining part and the down part like so. So I'll fold and bring out the less fabric I'll be using for this cage. This is a beaded less fabric. It's beaded throughout. It has stone, it has bead. So this is what I'll be using for this cage. I'll open and use it to cut it. I use it to cut for the front and the back part before I'll start sewing. And after cutting the lace, I'll still use the satin to cut out the lining that I'll be using to turn it, because this case and the satin will be together and the lining will be the one I'll use to turn it. Okay, so I'll still show us how to sew a beaded lace. Very important. So I'll take out the paper and I'll place my Duchess fabric on top of the lace. I'm going to make it equal because I'm going to turn the down part. I'm going to turn it. The down part, if you like, use crinoline and turn it. If you like, just turn it like so. I'm not going to use crinoline to turn this one. I'm going to turn it without crinoline, because that's how my client wants it. She says she don't want crinoline at the hem of the skate. If you use crinoline at the hem, it normally comes out very beautiful, and you see the effect of the mermaid skate that you have made. But even if you did not come out, sew it with crinoline, you still see the effect. But the effect shows better if you use crinoline to sew it. So I'm going to call this, and I'll still do the same at the back of the skate. So I'll take this aside and cut the remaining one too. So I'm trying to pin them together. I'm pinning it together so that when I'll start sewing it, it will be easier for me on the sewing machine, and I'll cut out the excess. So I'll still cut the back part the same way. Okay, so guys, here is on my sewing machine. I'm going to Join it together, the lace and the satin, then the lining. I'm going to join them together. So I'm going to close this part first. Going to sew and close it first, the lace and the satin. So to use your industrial sewing machine to sew this without the manual footer for stones and beads, just raise your footer up and be sewing, and you see it will be sewing like magic. Just raise your footer up and be sewing. So I'm trying to measure where my zipper will reach, so from there I'll start sewing. I'll start sewing from there. Just use this method that I just said. Raise your footer up and be sewing on on your stone fabric. Your thread might cut, but it won't take time again. You just finish it. It might cut because there is a stone and bead there. Just be taking your time to do it. Just take your time and sew. Before you know it, you're done sewing. As you sew, you check if it's really stitching at all. Take your time and be sewing it gradually. Before you know it, you're done sewing it. Just be careful because of the beads, and at the end you are good to go. So look at it, I'm done joining it. So I'm going to use my scissors to trim out the excess part. Just do this, the other part you're going to join together too. Okay, so after doing this, I'm going to bring the front part of my skate part also, put it together with the lace and close it with the back. Okay, so firstly I will use my pin to hold the zipper area before I now use the front part and place on the back parts, good side facing good side, before I'll then close it. Okay, so after doing this, I'll still join my lining part the same way. I'll join it the same way so that I'll use it to turn the tan part of the good side of this mermaid skate. So I'm pinning here together before I'll now close it. That's the zipper area, that's the part I pin together. Professionals use pin, so don't say I don't use pin. I'm pro. Oh my god, you're not a pro, you're just starting. Use your pin and make yourself a pro. So I'm going to place the two together, good side facing good side, and I will close it and have my skates ready. So I'll do the same with the lining. I'll close the lining part too. I'll do the same with the lining, then use the lining to turn it. Use the lining to turn it. Okay, so look at it, I've turned it with the lining. So look at it, guys, just look at how neat it's looking. So this particular skate, I added hip to it. If you haven't watched my hip padding class, it's on my YouTube tutorial here. I can even add the link to the description below so that it will be easier for you to click and watch. So I'm put it on the lining part inside, just to measure to know exactly what I have. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, click on the like button, share and comment on this video. Ask your questions because I'll gladly answer you, okay? So look at how it's looking. Inside and out are looking good. Wow, so look at how the inner part of the skate is looking. I'm done turning it with the lining, as you can see. So this is the opening that I have, is up to 6 to 7 inches, so that my hand will enter freely. If I have anything to do, I will then go and hem it with my hemming gum, or I stitch if I want to. Okay, so you can add crinoline to the down part if you wish, but my client doesn't want crinoline at the damper. So look at it, looking so neat and beautiful. Just go ahead and add the zip if you want it just like a skate, because I'm making it as a gown for her. So I'm going to add it with the upper part before I will then add the zipper to it. So ladies, guys, this is the outcome of it, and look at when she came for her first fittings, how it's looking already. I have not even zipped it for you to see the perfect fittings of the skate. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly do, and I would love if you do so. Ask your questions and I'm here to answer you all. See you all in my next video. Bye.